Hello, everybody. How are y'all all doing today? I want to welcome everybody to Frank's Corner. Well, this is just a quick introduction video. I've been doing a podcast, and I'm going to kind of move over to YouTube and see how the YouTube world is. I definitely will be talking some politics. I do have actually a degree in that area and a few other areas, but we're going to talk politics and we'll do some Bible stuff. We'll kind of cross over. Most of the reason I want to cross over is because in today's society, the Bible's being misused a lot. And there's a lot of things going on at this current time that are definitely related to the Bible. I want people to understand it. I'm not a soft-spoken person, and I can be a little foul-mouthed at times. I've been around for a while. I'm not no spring chicken. I'm just kind of trying to do what I got to do. A lot of stuff is frustrating me nowadays, and especially with the economy and the politics and right wing Republicans who point fingers at the left wing Democrats, and there's just a lot of problems going on. So on this YouTube channel, we're going to probably address the political news for the day, every day. And since Charlie Kirk is a big topic right now, we'll probably hit a lot of Charlie Kirk topics too. I didn't know who the man was, had to go back and watch his YouTube videos. So we'll definitely tackle that because I saw some interesting things on those YouTube videos. A lot of misuse of the Bible too. So, but anyways, I introduced myself. I'm Frank. This is Frank's Corner. Uh, I hope everybody's having a good day. God bless everybody. Anyways, yes, I am a Christian. No, I don't agree with uh, putting the Constitution and all the Bible and prayer and stuff in school. I don't. It's a violation of the First Amendment. I don't really agree with these people that's been fired or where this U.S. government is trying to stomp on the First Amendment, think that people have consequences. Unfortunately, people didn't read the First Amendment very well. There's no consequences involved in the freedom of speech. It just says that the government can't make any law that prohibits it. And if you say that you're going to actually put somebody in jail over what they're saying, that's a prohibit of freedom of speech. I don't understand where people don't get that, but that is actually what that is. I've read a lot of articles that say the Democrats are against freedom of speech, but it's really not the Democrats that's against freedom of speech because the Democrats ain't running this office. Everywhere from Greg Abbott to Donald Trump saying if you say anything bad about Kirk, you're going to jail. We're going to come get you. You can't do that, bud. About 200 teachers have been fired or so, I've heard. Students have been kicked out of universities. A university for itself should understand you can't actually do that. You figure if they run a university, they're educated enough to know that no, they, as long as someone's not going to say, "I'm going to shoot all y'all," that's a terroristic threat. But if they're just celebrating that they're happy that he died, or they're celebrating that they're sad that he died, that's okay. That's everybody's right. We got a right to celebrate how we want to. You can be happy about it or sad about it. I don't really mind doing it one way or the other. Charlie Kirk is a. I'm going to say this: that no matter what everybody thinks about Charlie Kirk, is a homophobic racist. Pretty much what he is. I saw a young black man video talking to Charlie Kirk and he talking about the civil rights, and Kirk said it should never be passed, and the young black fellow said, "Hey, if it wasn't, I wouldn't be here." And Charlie Kirk says, "Good." To a kid, this kid's 8 to 10 years old, something like that. He didn't look that big, but well, we're missing something the Bible talks about in a lot of different places. And I'll probably cover it on my first live broadcast. We'll run through Bible quotes and different things that I know about. But that's my background is simple. I went to Texas State University. I did double major, double minor. Uh, I've been culinary school. I went to tech school of business, paralegal. I've been around. I went to Tomball Community College. Just changed over to Long Star. So I've got some education. I'm not just not educated. I do have education. I've been a single dad for 17 years and raised my kid, and it's just me and him, and we just do our life. But I see changes in this world that's going to endanger my sons coming up, and trust me, I'm a big bear when it comes to my son. I am a big bear. And you people are infringing on my son's freedom, and I'm not happy about that. I don't live in Russia for a reason. I don't live in North Korea for a reason. I don't live in China for a reason. These are the reasons why I don't live in these countries. And I'm not going to say, America is a good country, but it's not the greatest. Europe's got better things going on where they give free health care and free college education. Canada's the same. There are places way better than the United States. We were the forerunner in this for a while. With Trump at the helm, China's picking up the pace, and they're going to become the forerunner. With Trump, it's not good, as far as I'm concerned, with politics. And I heard a lot of complaints about taxes under Biden. Most of you dummies don't realize that was something that Donald Trump passed while he was there that didn't expire until the end of Biden's term. So you were actually paying taxes according to Donald Trump, not according to Biden. And people talk a lot, but people don't get educated to see who's doing what, which is what I find funny. But either way it goes, you can join me, you can listen. And when I start the live podcast, hey, you can come on over and we'll chat. I don't care. We can chat on the podcast. You can type in your thing. I might set up a call-in number and we can talk that way too. I'll figure something out. I don't mind different people's opinions. It doesn't mean that I have to agree with somebody else's opinion, because we don't really have to agree with each other. You kind of follow where I'm coming from. I have my opinion, you have your opinion. My granddad used to tell me opinions are like assholes, everybody has one. That's a fact. We don't have to actually be similar with that opinion. I'm going to try to respect the way you see it, but I'm going to take it from a very educated view. And, if you can't actually make an argument with me that's pretty solid, backed by some kind of facts, evidence, statistics, or education, you're going to have a hard time with me. Because, I'm going to look. And I'm not going to say I know everything, because I don't. I'll never know everything. I keep learning every day, and I'll probably keep learning till the day I die. So I'll never know everything. But man, there's a lot of tools out there to learn stuff, and I don't mind utilizing it. I don't mind utilizing Google. I don't mind utilizing AI. I'll utilize what I need to utilize to get the information I need to get. And then I fact check that information too, because believe it or not, there's always somebody that goes back and fact checks stuff. They were talking about the studies that just came out on who is more prone to violence, the Democrats or the Republicans, and it's actually the Republicans. There was a few studies out on it, and they all went that way, and the government took it off the website. It's kind of like the government took off parts of the Constitution that you needed to know that benefited you just to suit themselves. So, we're going to go with the education. We'll go with education. We'll go with what this little book talks about, because this is the Constitution in the whole, in the main book. And that's what we're going to do. And that's how we're going to do it. But again, I ain't going to make a long video. This is just a short introduction video, kind of giving you the idea of the topics we're going to have. I appreciate all y'all coming out to hear me. Spend a little time with me. This is Frank's Corner. And we'll talk at you later on. Y'all be safe now. God bless all and be good.